What's up, everybody? I'm TJ.
And I'm Kelsey, and we are
the Nashville Wine Duo. Live from Nashville, Tennessee.
We're not in Nashville. We're in Franklin.
Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
The Nashville Wine Duo podcast featuring Kelsey.
Why are you doing that?
And number 17,
It's
TJ Rogers.
Babe, stop. No.
That's what, if I was in a sports team, that's what.
He's doing that because we went to the Titans game this week.
Let's hear it for.
Okay, you're done. You're done.
Your Nash.
You're done.
Cheers, everybody. What's up?
Oh my gosh.
We are having fun. We are drinking as usual.
Yeah, it's just been so hard I feel like it's been really hard to fit everything in lately.
We've been doing a lot.
We've just been slammed, and I feel like it's
busy.
And then we're also working just like opposite shifts at jobs, and then okay, let's just get a puppy.
Let's just.
We decided just to get a puppy.
So I want you to tell them about our newest addition to the family and how we did it. What came about the story.
Yeah, I mean, our dog passed away 4 months ago now. And we were just missing that presence in the house. Like, we have our Felix, we have our cat, but you guys know, if you have a dog, like, dogs just have a different vibe. Like, they're just always happy to see you. They're just more affectionate and
very forgiving.
Yeah, we just miss that energy when we walk in the door.
Love.
Yeah. And I think we were both like, okay. So we've gone back and forth about hyperallergenic and
you so more than me. I don't know if I was like,
I was searching it out at this point. Yeah,
behind my back.
I wasn't. It was behind your back.
No,
I told you I was doing it.
No,
you know I was doing it. And I was looking on Puppy Finder, and you get nervous. Like, I messaged a couple people, and like some of them respond very loud. I was like, "Oh, you guys have puppies?" Yep. I was like, "Okay, you're not somebody I want to talk to." And then I found one that her name was Carolyn, and she said she was helping her friend Abner sell the puppies. So I was like, okay. So
Abner.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So I started texting her, and she was just very communicative. I was like, okay, I have a good feeling about this. And the dog was half mini poodle, half Shih Tzu. And I was like, these dogs are usually like $30,000.
Usually referred to as ShihPoos.
So I was like, okay, it could be a scam. You never know, because she was for a really good deal. Like, not as much as that would be. And so I was like, okay. So I talked to TJ about it, and I just messaged the person. I was like, okay, we're just gonna go on Monday and pick her up.
No, we're gonna go Monday and look at her.
Well, I told the lady we were gonna come pick her up.
Yeah, that's not what you told me.
Okay, well, I did.
You said we're gonna go look at this dog, and if anything's off or
I didn't want the lady to give it to somebody else. You have to guarantee your spot.
You lied to me.
Okay, either way.
All right. So you're telling two stories, two tales of different cities.
No, but then you put the address in, and you were like, because you like want to know where we're going.
I Googled it.
Yeah, and then he like went in on the property.
There was only one listing on the property, and it was like a huge farm, like a picture from 1980 from aerial that you could not see any information. Like, I couldn't get anything from it. So I was like, I don't know what I'm walking into.
Yeah, but then I zoomed in on it and said there was a Dutch Amish market.
Yeah.
And so we started driving.
So I packed my gun.
Babe. Oh, gosh.
I did. I didn't know what I was walking into.
So we started driving, and we noticed all these like horse and buggies driving down the road, and Amish people were in them. And I said, maybe. I remember thinking this. I was like, maybe they're Amish, and like they don't have electricity or like phones, or I don't know, they don't believe in electronics, so maybe that's why I've had to talk to this other person. And so we drive up to this driveway, and the house, the view is just immaculate. Like, you could tell this guy probably built this house, and I mean, his front porch, we both were just like, it was stunning.
Long driveway,
beautiful porch
house.
Yeah, and his 3 little Amish children, and all their get up were out front with the puppy that we wanted. And
it was an Amish family.
It was an Amish family. And
Yep.
immediately I was just like, "You know what? I trust this situation because I feel like Amish people don't lie about things like that." Don't you agree?
I don't know too many Amish people.
Amish people seem to be like they believe in being truthful and things like that.
Okay. I
That was
got
the
that
vibe I
I got
got.
that vibe from Abner, who I guess is the original
Well,
person.
he did mark the money with a marker to make sure it was real money.
Oh, he had a
So,
contract and
he had a
everything.
contract,
He's
he was
pretty
legit,
thorough. This isn't his first
and they are
rodeo.
the Amish, like, Dutch Amish? Amish Dutch?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the difference.
Yeah.
They didn't have any cars.
Yeah, they didn't have no,
No,
nothing.
no.
And they're very stoic. We were talking about that after we left, like, TJ was just like, "People all over the world really amaze me because really there's so many different walks of life, and it's crazy, like, when you like, even the children were very stoic." Didn't you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No,
just like a very serious kind
never saw
of
the kid smile.
yeah, and I don't know, and the puppy also has just, like, the best temperament ever, and I'm like, I don't know if that's because
So far, 3 days in, two
she
days
does,
in.
though, when
Fingers crossed.
on the drive
This seems
home,
too good to be true.
it does seem too
Okay,
good to be
the
true.
dog sat on your lap for 2 hours, didn't make a peep.
Didn't know.
The first
Super
night didn't
sweet.
make a peep. I'm just wondering when the big boom is going to happen because this situation feels too good to be true.
Well, she's awesome.
Drive to Kentucky, meet some nice Amish family, get a nice dog.
We
All right,
named her
where am I going to get?
we named her Rosie,
Yeah, Rosie.
and she's adorable,
She's a Rosie.
and she's so cute.
She's adorable.
She's so tiny. She's only 4 pounds.
She might get up to like
12.
12 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a nice addition to the family, and we love her. And it's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
A lot of babysitting, but we've talked about it, and the girls, our kids just saw them today, and gosh, the girls are just freaking thrilled
I
about
mean,
it.
everybody is really excited about this dog in the family.
I agree.
We kind of needed this,
I
so
think so too.
you know, it's a good addition.
Yeah. So you want to tell them what else has been going on this week? It's been thing after thing after thing.
Yeah, so we were invited to a whiskey event on Friday, which we talked about on the last podcast. But this awesome Irish whiskey company called Busker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think that's how you pronounce it?
I
I
think
feel stupid
so.
every time I
We're
say it.
sorry if we're saying it wrong.
B
No, it looks
U
like
S
Buskers.
K E
Busker.
R.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I just feel like I don't know really how to say it. But Busker Irish Whiskey invited us to come out to the Whiskey X Festival in Nashville, Tennessee.
It was in Marathon Village.
Marathon Village downtown. So many cool bourbon and whiskey companies there represented, but the best one of them was Busker. Amazing Irish whiskey. We did a cocktail with them, right? They did a cocktail there, and then we did it neat.
Yeah, well, they had a bunch of different booths,
Yeah,
but
but
they had
every vendor, every
yeah, had a
bourbon or whiskey
cocktail.
vendor had a cocktail, and then you could try their
But I
whiskeys or
gotta say,
bourbons
like,
neat.
the Buskers, since we've gotten
Busker
it,
or
like
Busker?
Busker,
You
Buskers.
said Busker.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
See,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, anyway, it's fantastic.
Busker is
We
amazing.
love it. Like, okay, I can't drink a lot of whiskeys, like, straight or on the
Yeah,
rocks, like, this one I can drink straight.
smooth.
I really enjoy it. TJ really enjoys it. Um, it's been, like, a go-to since we've got it.
Yeah,
So
they sent us a couple bottles to just try before the festival, and we've really, really
yeah, and
loved it.
we honestly we're the kind of people where, like, if we get sent stuff and we don't enjoy it, we don't continue to talk
You'll
about
never hear
it.
us say a word about it
No,
again.
you will never hear us say people about it again. If it's something that we got in the mail and we're like, okay, we try it and it's horrible, we
Yeah,
won't talk about it again.
yeah,
But if it's good, we will talk about it again. And this whiskey is fantastic. And I honestly feel like they would have had to have been to be at this festival because they had a lot of top-notch players at this
truth.
like, I don't know, I don't think you really necessarily call it a festival. I don't what would you call it?
Whiskey event.
Event. I mean, they
Yeah,
had Uncle Nearest, they
Whistle
had
Pig, Woodford Reserve.
yeah, I mean, all
Did you
the
know Metallica has
oh, I
a
didn't.
whiskey? They were there.
Okay, yeah.
CAO
So all
cigars,
the
like
creme de la creme, I mean, the people, and also the people that you were meeting there were whiskey connoisseurs. I mean, you talk to people
industry
online.
people.
I mean, so this is a good whiskey that I don't know how many people know about it, but you got to try it. Buskers, Either way, we're gonna, like, put a tag and show you where to get it in the
Yep, we'll put the website on there so you guys can look at it, go into your
yeah, and if
favorite.
you like whiskey, you gotta try this whiskey.
Yes, we love it. So good.
Yeah.
Then on, well, you didn't tell them about your
Oh,
Backstreet
yes, I went to the
Boys.
Backstreet
So Thursday
Boys.
night, so rewind. Kelsey went to the Backstreet Boys at Bridgestone Arena on Thursday
Yeah.
night.
It was kinda this week was it was
It's a whirlwind.
okay, yeah, it was, like, seriously jam-packed. It was, like, I
Yeah.
worked at 6 a.m. We're both just working, like, crazy long days and then doing this stuff afterwards. So, usually, again, we get to post on our Instagram, and it's kind of been rough because I feel like we've just been so busy that we're, like, either we're doing stuff or not seeing each other, so it's been very difficult to, like, do things.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the Backstreet Boys concert was amazing. I had just have to say, like, I was so impressed by, like, just the dancing and, like, the fact that they could all sing still so well, and they played all the hits, and, like, being in a room with people, it was just so nostalgic, and, like, music has this way of, like, making you remember things, like, other things don't,
Yeah.
and it just felt very special, and also, like, I don't know, like, celebrating because they were talking about how, like, how long they've been the Backstreet Boys, and it's, like, 30 some years,
Hmm.
and it was kind of like it's cool to celebrate that longevity, and also it's okay to celebrate being older, and I feel like so much of our culture doesn't celebrate, like, things that have I don't know, they don't celebrate, like, old stuff all the time. It's kind of
Right.
like it's stupid to be older or, like well, and even dumb, like, I saw somebody talking about this today, like, they consider people in their 40s old, and I'm like, "Why are we doing that?" Like, we shouldn't be doing that at all, like, you have so much life still left to live when you're 40s. Like,
Well,
you're
and
not
what's the
old.
opposite? Being a 20-year-old know-it-all that doesn't know shit? Like, come on.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
no.
So I don't know. It was just like being in that room with them and then like them just celebrating how long they've been around and everybody in that room celebrating that they still love this band. And I'm like, there's something about longevity of things that I think is really special and
Hmm.
that this many people are still singing these songs this many years later. And that's special.
Well, not just that. I mean, think of like all the shit that they have gone through as the Backstreet Boys, like, as just far as like drug addictions and
Oh, yeah.
failures and things like I know that Brian dude from his voice, he had throat cancer or something, his
Yep.
voice went out or whatever. Like, so just that the story that comes along with 30 years of longevity and all the trials and like they've suffered and almost probably broke up like 100,000 times already. Like
Yeah.
they're still going. Like they've
Well,
worked through the issues and they're still
and I was
going.
trying to think of is there any other boy band that have been around that long that have made this good of a comeback? I can't really think of another boy band that has like come back and made this good of a comeback. I mean, this was a sold out arena. And from what I
Yes.
heard, it was sold out last year too. I mean, they were the merch line was like to the back wall.
Didn't they
Like,
do stuff in Vegas too? Like they have
yeah,
Vegas
they did.
residency? Like
But I'm
that's the
just
only
like, I
group I know of like
there's
that
no
boy group
other
that
boy group that have
no,
like done what
no.
they've done. And I you and I have like deliberated over it. I think a big part of it has to do is that every guy in the band has a piece of it.
Right.
Like there's not like two people or one person like singled out like I love NSYNC and I love One Direction, but really it was like a Harry Styles and I forgot the other kid's name. The the one that was with Gigi Hey Dad or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It was like them. They were the main guys.
Zach or Zeke or
Something like that.
something
Yeah,
Z.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you young people, you listen if you do listen to this, you're gonna be like they're old. Those 2, and then it was, like, JC and Justin, and then when you look at Backstreet Boys, you're like, every member of this band has, a role and a big role. So, I don't know. I'm just very impressed, and I
It's
went with
because
my
they're the
friend
best.
yeah, and I got a Bavarian pretzel, I didn't tell you that.
You didn't tell me that.
No, man.
You told me about the T-shirt,
I
but you
got a
didn't show me the
big
pretzel.
pretzel. I got a big pretzel, I got a big beer, and it was
What
so fun.
was your favorite song live that they sang?
I think it was Everybody.
And you said they
Everybody
opened with
else.
that?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
No, they opened with this other song about Backstreet Boys that I don't remember how it went.
Hey, everybody
Yes, that was
going.
it.
Na, na,
Yeah.
na, na, na,
We got
na,
it
na.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't that was a
Okay.
really
That was
early
the
song
first
for me,
song.
so I don't
Okay.
remember that.
I don't really
But
know that song either.
Backstreet's Back that was like it just brought everyone was just like flipping out.
And you said everybody's singing along.
Oh
You've never been
yeah.
in an arena where everybody's just singing
Oh my
every
gosh, just
word.
screaming, yelling, singing every word. It was just like yeah, it was so cool.
That's
It was
awesome.
so cool. Anyway, and then we ended up doing a Titans.
Yeah. So
So okay, yeah.
Sunday,
So whiskey event, Backstreet Boys.
Sunday we went to the Titans game to pour wine for the Tennessee Titans wine club called the Foolish Club,
Right.
and
And we were where the box seats.
yeah, the private
Sweets.
suites.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are pouring wine for the Foolish Club outside of the private suites, and talk about like a very cool experience. I had never done anything like that or even been like to a Tennessee Titans game.
I
Number
think even
one.
just like seeing the behind the scenes of it, like
Yeah.
how many okay, that was one of the biggest things that
We
we
got there
were
early because we had to
shocked by.
park and do all that stuff.
Yeah. But
Passing all the gates with all the volunteers and people coming in to work it. And there were just so many moving parts to make that game happen.
yeah.
It was fascinating to me.
Yeah, I think that was actually my biggest takeaway was just like I didn't realize an operation like that is so large.
Hmm.
And I okay, don't want to be mean, but I can't imagine the operation for like a team that is like an A-list team, like the Patriots or something. I bet you it's got to be even more of like a don't look at me weird. Okay, I'm sorry. I like the Titans, but like we talked about this
I think they
afterward.
probably have the same kind of people, like they still have the same needs, the
Yeah.
same people in the spots
You
doing the same
think?
stuff.
You think?
Yes. They still have like a publicity
Okay,
team
either
and like
way,
this.
there was like
Just
oh
because you're an A team, as you put it, which I would not put it like that.
well, I already think that football's
You
kind of rigged. I've told you this.
you still have the same kind of needs and people doing the job.
I agree. But
It's like if you're
But
working,
you do
like
you've been
if
the
you're a
one that
Chili's
listen,
restaurant and
you've
then you
been
got like
no, hold on, don't
another
you're not
restaurant.
playing you can't do Chili's and like what Perry's? Are you gonna try to come like
You've got the same moving parts. You
okay.
still have a
And I'm
bartender.
not
You
even
still have
okay, listen,
server. You
hold on.
still have
I'm
a
not even arguing that
kitchen.
like the Titans are like a bad team. That's not even what I'm saying.
Kind of heard
No,
that.
no, no. Like this is what I'm saying. And you've actually been the one who explained this to me. The teams that do the best, and this is all across sports, are the ones that have the most money. And
Majority of the
I
time,
think that is wrong. I
it
think that
is
is wrong.
wrong. It
I
is
think that's
wrong.
rigged. I think that that's rigged.
It is rigged and wrong. But you do get your shining kind of team of the year where they were the underdog and they come through.
You don't feel upset about this with the Cubs because
Cubs
the
suck.
Cubs will bat a lot.
Yeah, that's because we don't have the money.
Right.
We don't have the
I think that's
players.
crap.
Why do you think the Dodgers always do so well? They got a lot of money.
I don't know anything about the Dodgers.
Yeah, they do well.
Anyway, the coolest thing about it was okay, seriously, yeah, like cannot believe like it's got to be like 5,000 employees that make this thing happen.
Yeah,
And
it's super cool to get
yeah,
there, see the stadium empty. You know,
it's my wine. Keep
Kelsey's
going.
Kelsey's pouring wine. To see the stadium empty, and then you turn back around an hour later, and it's just full, and they're cheering, and there's fireworks, and there's fighters going over the stadium after the national anthem, and just like
And it
so
was on
much
9/11 too.
noise,
So it
like
was yeah.
it was so loud, like it just go from
Mhm.
nothing like 0 to
Yeah.
180, like it was so cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah. But so the Foolish Club, Tennessee Titans Wine Club, we were pouring some awesome wines. They do 2 deliveries a year on their wine club, and we were pouring a rosé, we were pouring a Chardonnay,
Red blend.
a Bordeaux, and a Pinot Noir.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we talked about it. We drank a cab with Madison on one of our podcasts from News Two, and the cab is so good. It's called Miracle.
Yeah.
But these are from Napa Valley, and the wines are they're fantastic.
They are
Yeah.
fantastic. And I actually so we were on the floor that okay, he's jersey number 22. McKendrick.
I saw a bunch of jerseys with 22 on them, but I don't know who it was.
It's
I don't know
something
who
McKendrick.
20.
Okay, you guys are. If, I'm so sorry if you guys are huge Titan fans and you're listening to this and you're angry because we were on his floor. His suite was right next to us, and a couple people from his room came out, and they just said that they did a trip to Napa and they tried the wine, and they said like this wine's fantastic. Like it brings us back to Napa. I mean, there were several people that tried it that were just like, "Oh my gosh, this wine is really good." And then we explained to them like, this is the first wine club, for an NFL team. Like the Titans were the first NFL team to have a wine club called the Foolish Club, and
Yep.
I think that that is so cool. And I was kind of leading into talking to people about that, and they were just like, "What? Are you serious?" And these are all people that have, yeah, I mean, they got money. Like they're up in these suites, and a lot of them were like, "Wow, I'd love to give this as a gift." They love the box. It comes in this super cool, like, French style
Yeah.
wine box. Like
Old
it's
world. You got
old
get
world. Yeah.
screwdriver and unscrew the screws to get the wine out of the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah. I mean, it feels fun and expensive and old
Yeah.
world, and the wines also have a lot of Tennessee culture and history involved with the labels and the names.
Hmm.
So it's like if you're getting a piece of Napa, but also with like a little bit of French influence, and then also this Tennessee vibe with
This
it too. It's
Tennessee
it's
Titans
very,
story.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
specialized. It's very like,
And there's not too many teams doing it.
yeah,
That's the cool thing
and I
about it.
feel like though, like if you're gonna do a wine club, you need to make a wine club really special. And
Hmm.
like this wine club feels very special. Like you can only get these wines in this wine club and you
Yep.
cannot buy them anywhere. And you're getting history of Tennessee, you're getting Napa wine, and you're getting this French influence too.
And part
So
of the proceeds go to the Tennessee Titans Foundation. So you're also giving back as well when you become a member of the wine club. So I think all
yeah.
around it's like it's a pretty sweet thing,
And it's really good wine.
and it's very good wine. I was on the floor with Ben Jones, who's the center for Tennessee Titans.
Oh, really?
Um, but
Actually, you were also on Taylor Swift. They told me that.
Taylor,
Taylor Swift has a box on your
yeah, I
floor.
hung out with her for a little bit.
Yeah, right. Shut
Um,
up.
she drank some of the rosé and stuff, and
And
she
was she
liked it.
going, August slipped away like a moment in time? She sang that to you after she took a sip of wine?
She might have.
I just took a sip of wine.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you that she did that, but she did do that. I thought you'd be jealous and angry at me.
Oh, no. I wouldn't care. But we did get to hang out. This is also what was funny, that what brought it three circle, because, or I don't know. I'm saying things weird. So he worked with a man and I worked with a lady, and they were married. And they were
At the Tennessee,
yeah, at
at
the
the
Titans
Titans game,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
We were when we were giving out
yes,
wine, like legally, I guess we had to be with like a
with the
bartender.
bartender, yeah.
And they were married. They've been married like 40 years or something. Had 5 kids, and it was crazy because they worked the Backstreet Boy event that I had
Hmm.
been to 3 days before. But I got to learn all about like the suite life and like having a suite in the Titans stadium. Like y'all, it's like 24 grand.
A year to be in the
Yeah.
suites,
And then
yeah,
if you wanna order a cheesecake, it's $250.
yeah.
You don't get the food free once you get in there. You
Oh
gotta
no, you
pay
got to
for
pay for it. Yeah,
everything.
sweet's
She
just
said
a
a bottle
sweet.
of Jack is 175. So it's like these people, like, and then they, if you're the suite manager person, you get the tip. So if they don't order food, you don't get a good tip. But he told me, like, one of the suite manager that was talking to us, he said his daughter paid for her whole semester of college working CMA Fest. Like, they all work these things.
I believe
It's
it.
a long hours, it's a lot of stuff, but
It's a lot of
he
work.
said I got to go to Germany off of it. He said he makes like $800 in a night sometimes, and I'm like, wow. So, I don't know,
Props to
like,
you, brother. Props to you.
but you know what? Like, do you ever think, like, when you're in those situations, like, for you, would you do that for the money?
Hell yeah, I'd do it
No,
for the
being
money.
honest, would you actually, like,
Hell yeah, I've done it for the money. What are you talking about?
I'm saying, would you wanna quit your job and do that job for money?
Right now, currently, no.
Yeah.
But would I do it for the money? Yes. That's
Yeah.
not the life I want to
I
lead
feel
right
like it's a
now.
good, like, old person job.
Sure, there's a lot of young people that do it too.
I saw a lot of old ones. Just being honest.
Hell, if I'm making $800 a day, I'm young or old. I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of those traits where there are jobs where you make money, and whether people kind of look down on them or whatever that is, that people like, you make a lot of money. It's like being a server. Like if you're a server at the right restaurant, you're banking.
Yeah, or
You're
it's
doing
or
well.
honestly, it's like working at Trader Joe's. I'm sorry, but, like, we make
Yeah,
we make triple what people at Kroger make. We make a good
probably.
money at Trader Joe's, like, we do really well, and I'm like, we're I mean, I think that maybe we're more of an elevated position in doing more at Trader Joe's than people at Kroger are,
Definitely.
for sure, but I still feel like there's so much value in that job. I actually forgot to tell you about this before we talk about the wine and close up. I wanted to tell you about this. I forgot.
She's getting in a position to
Yeah.
talk
Well, the
here.
puppy's on my lap too.
Oh, okay.
But I was at Trader Joe's Tuesday. What's today? Wednesday? Yesterday? Yeah. And I'm like beelining it to the bathroom because I had to pee so bad. And I was on the register, and this woman and her friend, she was like, "Do you work here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Can I talk to you?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I can talk. That's cool." And she was like, "I I run this business, like I'm part of this corporation." And she was like, "My friend has been begging me to come to Trader Joe's." And she was just like, "Why do you love working here?" She was like, "I'm so fascinated by Trader Joe's and by the employees, and why is everybody so happy? Like what makes this place so great? Like everyone has like told me I need to come here." And she was like, "Can you explain why you love it here so much?" And I was like, "Geez." So there's other employees around me that were kind of like watching me, and I was like, "Okay." And she said, "Tell me about like what's the spiel about Trader Joe's?" And I think you go into, well, like our products, like we just carry these products that are better than anywhere you can find, and they're unique, and like we go into these places all over and we find unique things that you'd pay top dollar for, but we're a privately owned company and don't have a middleman, and we buy these things in bulk, and then we can let the consumer have something that's you'd normally pay. I said, "Look at the wine, for instance." Of course, I refer to the wine. I said, "There's a wine over there right now, which we're drinking tonight, that's $8.99, that normally would be a $25 bottle of wine."
Yeah,
And I said and I was a customer originally, and that's what made me fall in love with Trader Joe's. I kept going back being like, "Why is everything so good there? And I'm not paying Whole Foods prices." So I said that, and then also just like they create this environment that's fun. Obviously during the pandemic it was not as fun and it was hard, but overall it's a company that really fosters this kind of fun environment
hmm,
and a team environment, and they promote ownership, and they pay us well, and they give us good insurance. And like you're talking about servers, like servers most of the time don't get insurance.
nope,
They don't give them insurance. And you look at Trader Joe's and they've had so many employees that have been there 20 plus years. What company do you look at that has employees that have retained that many people that have stayed there that long?
totally.
Like you've been there, TJ's worked there for 14 years. He
You're right.
opened the store in Green Hills. And so, I can't talk highly enough about the company. And, I was really grateful for it. And TJ was like during the pandemic because we had job security when a lot of places didn't. And yeah, it has been a major place of fun, and
Oh
I
yeah,
really
a lot of good memories for sure.
yeah,
And
a
the
lot of
memories keep
good.
coming. They're coming, coming, coming.
I mean, it's definitely rough on the body. I think that's the main thing that's hard is it hurts your body.
Yeah.
I hurt every night of my life. But yeah, let's talk about this wine. This is a fun wine.
This is a very fun wine. Rough and Ready Wine Productions, Cab Franc versus Cab Sauv, Lodi, California. There's two boxers on it going at it. And our first introduction to this wine label, I think, was last year when they did Petite versus Petite, right?
Yes, and
Was,
they
was
use
that?
the same label, but
That's what it was called, though. Petite versus
yeah, it
Petite.
was Petit Verdot and Petit Syrah,
Yes.
and this is a Cab
So
Franc
this is
and
Cab Franc
Cab.
versus Cab Sav. And
Oh, give a little information about Cab Sav. A lot of people don't know that. Cab Sav. You know what I'm talking about?
no.
Okay, so Cab Franc is the original, and Cabernet Sauvignon is actually from Sauvignon Blanc mixed with Cab Franc.
Right.
So, really, Cab Franc is the parent of
Cab Franc is where it all
Cabernet
started, right?
Sauvignon,
Yes.
so which is crazy because most people drink Cabernet like Cab Sav, but Cab Franc is where Cab Sav originated from.
Yeah, and I'd have to I mean, I know more Cab Franc is coming out these days just
Mm,
because I try it more.
yeah.
Um, but Cabernet Sauvignon, I don't know if it grows more, like especially in California and stuff like that. I know, Old World has Cab Sauv too, but I feel more like Old World has more Cab Franc just from what I've been trying. Even though I know Cab Franc, they're doing it in California and stuff like that, which I've tried too, but um
Yeah, and then I was gonna talk to you about my theory on that, and you and I have had a lot of hybrid wines and things like that, hybrid grapes, and, I was thinking that maybe the reason for that was because once they blended the Sauvignon Blanc and the Cab Franc and made Cab Sav, it grew so much easier, they didn't have to put as much pesticides, it was just didn't have as much mold, and it
mhm,
seems like all these originals just don't have as like, all the originals have a lot of problems, and then when they and I this analogy sounds crazy, but, like, comparing it to, like, a dog, like, if you get a purebred dog,
mhm.
they're more problems usually, comes with those dog breeds, like, they die earlier, like, all these issues. Mutts live way longer, don't have as many health issues, which is weird, but I don't know, I think there's, like, something to that.
Could be.
I have
Yeah.
I have no idea. I might be wrong, I don't know, I'm just something I'm thinking about.
Well, the back of this bottle says two cabs trading jabs. And it says deep ruby in color. This dynamic duo is packed with aromas of boysenberry jam and black cherries with hints of vanilla and lightly toasted oak. And I think that's the perfect description of this wine.
Yes.
I think it's definitely is that. I mean, I get the vanilla and the oak, but I also get a lot of yeah, that jam and that um, dark cherry and stuff too. So
Yeah, I absolutely love this wine. I think this is a wine that you should pick up and from Trader Joe's. I think it's 8.99.
$8.99,
Yeah, super good.
$25
And
easily.
sorry, this is a little short part because we actually got cut off, so we were just like, "Oh, man, we need to finish it up," and, but we think you need to buy this wine from Trader Joe's, and it's from Rough and Ready, and it's Cab Franc and Cab Sav blend.
And we'll take a picture of it, post it
Yeah.
on the gram.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, y'all, for listening.
Oh man, stay tuned for more
Tired episodes.
activities from the wine duo. Thanks for listening,
Cheers.
y'all.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Oh, wow.